Good morning, good morning. Now I know it's unusual, I'm here on a Saturday. Just wait and see if anybody pops on. As you can see, Bella is joining me here in the background. Say hi, Bella. Yeah, she's not interested. Not bothered in the slightest. Now, let me just find myself on the screen. How is everybody enjoying their Jubilee weekend? Hopefully you've had a good weekend and the weather's held out for you. So far so good. Okay, weather's been alright to date. It's gotten very cloudy and windy today, but it's not looking good for anybody having a party or a barbecue tomorrow. So please do excuse me, I have washed my hair earlier this morning, but it's still extremely wet. Bella's lost interest and gone to sleep. So today I thought I would play with the Artfully Composed suite. It is due to retire at the end of June. So if you haven't got it and you want it, I suggest getting it sooner rather than later, because it is only while stocks last. Currently the stamp set I think is 30% off and there's 10% off the dies, so if you do want it, now is the time. So let me turn the camera down and we can get cracking. And I've actually, believe it or not, I've actually prepared. So let me just see if I can get us into... There we go. So you can see my desk. Marvellous. So the sun is shining currently. Morning, Janice, how are you? So this is what I'm playing with today. I haven't played with this nearly enough. I absolutely love it. And so today I'm going to make a couple of DL cards because I don't make them very often. And the first one is very simple. Is it sunny? Oh good, I'm glad it's sunny there as well. The sun is finally coming out. It did start out a little bit chilly. So this is the first one that we're going to do. Let me just bring you down a tad. And yeah, so it's just literally stamp. I have done a bit of heat embossing, but as you can see I've got a little bit of two-tone going on the leaves, so I'll show you how I did that. So first things first, I've actually done some prep work. So I did a DL card here, so I just did 8x8 on thick basic white, 8x8 scored in half at 4 inches to give the base. Let's just do that down, and then I've got a layer of basic white. Hi Louise, how are you? I've got a bit of basic white, which I have got a black layer somewhere. Aha. Here it is. So I'm just going to, so I've cut this, so this is 8x8 scored in half at 4 to give a bit of a DL card, and then I've cut this basic black piece at, I want to say 7 7/8 and 3 7/8. I'm good, thank you Louise. And then I've got this basic white layer which is 7 3/4 by 3 3/4. So on this layer I'm going to take the large leaf image, which is this one here, and I'm just going to stamp it 3 times. But what I'm going to do, so the colours I've picked out are Polished Pink and Flirty Flamingo for one. I've picked out Fresh Freesia and Highland Heather for one, and then I've picked out Pool Party and Coastal Cabana for another one. So that's my 3 leaves that will be stamped. So let me get an ink block, stamp block. There we go. So what I have done with this is I stamped... Okay, Louise, take care. I didn't expect many people on today, to be fair. I know there's lots going on. And it's not a usual time for me to be on live. So I wasn't expecting a lot of people to join me. So what I've done is I'm going to stamp the whole leaf image. Let me move this to one side. I'm going to stamp the whole leaf image in Flirty Flamingo. And in Polished Pink, I'm going to just use a dauber. So I have my daubers in a little box, and I have them upside down, so you can literally just put your finger in and pull it out. So stamp the whole leaf in Flirty Flamingo, and then using a dauber, I'm just going to add a bit of Polished Pink to the bottom, just to give it a little bit of an ombre effect. Like that. And you can put as much or as little on as you like. And then huff on it just to reactivate the ink. And then I'm going to stamp. And without really moving the stamp, just put pressure down. That, so you get a bit of a two-tone effect. So let me close those up. Put those to one side. And there, I think we'll do the Pool Party and Coastal Cabana next. Let's just clean my stamp off. My chamois. It is clean, I promise. Squeaky clean. So we're going to stamp this in Pool Party, and then using the Coastal Cabana dauber, going to do the same again. I'll just add a little bit of Coastal Cabana at the bottom, and you can go as far up as you want. There's no hard and fast rules. Okay. Huff on it, and we're going to stamp. So has anybody been to any parties? So that's Pool Party and Coastal Cabana. And let's clean this off again. And this time we'll do it with Fresh Freesia and Highland Heather. So really a simple concept. I'll just put the Highland Heather. Let me get my Highland Heather dauber. Okay, and then do the same again. So really simple. So far it is literally stamps, ink and paper. I will do a little bit of heat embossing. just stamp it down. Didn't huff on it, so let's see how that one turns out. So really simple. Oh, not too bad. Oh, I think that one's my favourite. I mean, of course it is, it's purple, and I love my purples. So let's clean that stamp off. And then what we can do is just add a bit to the background, because it is a little bit plain. Again, very simple. So just for a bit of background, just this broken up text I thought we could add in the background. So let's get a block for that. Okay. And for that, I thought I could stamp it in a light grey, so grey granite. And I've done first and second generation stamping on this. So I'll just randomly place it. It just adds a little bit to the background, like so. And then that's literally all I've done for this card. So apart from heat embossing the, so let's stick this down, shall we? So again, this stamp set is going to be retiring at the end of June, so if you haven't got it and you want it, now is the time. It's very simple, straight on to the card base. Now for the sentiment. It's just that one. So I've used wet glue just because it's easier then to get it into position. So for the sentiment, we've got happiest birthday wishes, thank you, sending all the hugs, and hey there. So I did happiest birthday wishes on the first one. So we can do sending all the hugs. Oh, thanks, Janice. Sending all the hugs. I could do a hey there. Could do a nice hey there. And stamp on some black. I just think the black, white heat embossing on black, it just really, yeah, hey there, because I think sometimes we just don't have enough cards just to say hello. I just love the font in this. Absolutely love the font. So let's get the hey there. I need to find my bit of scrap paper so I can, yes, can't see a halo. Woo. Excellent. Right, scrap bit of paper. I've got one around here somewhere, or I did have. No, I have. Okay. Of course, and the good thing is, in the new catalogue, I've got the embossing buddy back, the anti-static bag, with a tray and with a brush. Oh yeah, not bad. Okay. going to put this back in the pot before I turn the heat gun on, because you know what will happen. Yesterday when I did it, I nearly threw the whole pot of embossing powder all over my desk. Would have been picking that up for years. Let's just brush off some of the... Doesn't matter too much around the edges because I am going to fussy cut it. Okay, let's see if this disturbs the cat. And tweezers, yeah, I forgot about the tweezers. Right, turn your volumes down, heat gun's going on. Okay. And watch the magic. And the cat's still in position. Okay, so let's fussy cut this out. So it's easier, for those that don't know, I find it easier to fussy cut when I haven't got such a big bit of card. See, I've gone quiet now because I've got to concentrate. So what else is everyone up to today? Feels weird it being a Saturday today. It feels like it should be Monday. Not that I'm complaining. It's been nice to have the extra couple of days. And the weather being nice. I managed to get sat out in the garden yesterday for a little while. Just curve that edge, there we go. Put my top back on my scissors. Yeah, like that. Have you done your pre-order, Janice? I don't know that I'm ready for Christmas just yet. I don't know about anybody else. I'll just put a block on that to weigh it down. And I thought, because of the colours I've used... Oh, nice, Janice. That sounds lovely. Because of the colours I've used, I thought I'd get the new opal round, but in colours for last year, which have just come out in the annual catalogue. Thought I'd use those. Yeah, planner. I'd be quite interested to see. I've ordered some papers, but that's it. I haven't ordered. I don't feel ready. Just don't feel ready for the for Christmas just yet. So let's just randomly. So we'll do a pink, and as we've got purple, we'll go. We'll stick that there. Okay. It's just too early for Christmas, far too early. And there you go. That was really quick and simple. First card done. So Slightly different than the one I did before, because I did it with Happiest Birthdays, and just different placement of the jewels, but really simple, really straightforward, and very quick to do. So hope you like that one. So then I thought for the second one, also a DL card. I don't know what's gotten into me with the DL cards today, but again, something really simple. And so same size layers. So I get, but with this one, instead of using black for the background, I've used the vellum that comes in the suite. So I just thought that would be quite nice to have as a bit of interest, but without adding extra colour in the background. So this is where I'm going. So this is what I did. Yes. Oh, have you? Oh, I'll be interested in that. So this is what I made. So simple stamping. I mean, it is embossed. And it is embossed, but again, straightforward, just with a little bit of blending in the background. So glad you like it. So I thought I'd pick the big leaf stamp set. As you can see, I've been having a play. So let's get the big leaf stamp set stamp out. And put that on a block. Oh, my blocks need cleaning. Must take them down and give them a wash. Oh, thank you, Janice. Appreciate that. So for this, I need my paper out again. I'm going to black emboss this time. I'm going to black emboss this. So I need to get my little embossing buddy out. Okay. Got a very juicy Versamark stamp pad. So I'm going to stamp one here. Oh, don't you just love that sound? The sticky sound. I'll stamp one here before I do the middle one. And one in the middle. I can see through the camera. Let's go for it. It's a bit too close to that one. No, don't like that. I'm going to turn it over and do it again. God help the poor person I'm waxing if that's the case. But you're right, it does sound like that. Okay, let's try that again. I'll do the middle one first. I'll do it the other way. Sounds like I've got my feet stuck to something. That's better. Prefer that. Okay. Let's get the black embossing powder out. Just need to I'll just get rid of that little halo that I've got there. Get my little paintbrush out. Okay. Okay. Let's get this back in the pot before I turn the heat gun on. Okay, here we go. Heat gun again. Just magic, I love it. Absolutely love it. Never gets old when you're heat embossing. So I didn't do any heat embossing last week and now I'm doing loads of it. It wears me every time as well, Janice. I just absolutely love it. I'm just going to smooth the edges. Put my paper trimmer. Okay, so then I thought I would use some of the new ink colours. So I picked Tahitian Tide, Parakeet Party, and do you want Orchid Oasis or Sweet Sorbet? Orchid Oasis or Sweet Sorbet, the choice is yours. Come on down. Which would you prefer? And Sweet Sorbet. Okie dokie. I don't use Sweet Sorbet near enough. I have discovered my love of Starry Sky. So for this, I just simply what I have started doing is just putting the extra in my lid, so then if I need to watercolour anything, I haven't wasted any. So then I'll just start in the middle and just gradually work my way out. Not pressing too heavily. And then when you need a bit more, tap it off in the lid. So it sort of gets a ring around it. And then I just added a little bit more in the middle. So it's darker in the middle and then fades out. I love this Tahitian Tide. I'm going to miss this stamp set when it goes. I'll do a little bit more. Oh, it just, A, saves your ink, Janice, and B, if you need to, you've already got some ink in the lid if you need to do any watercolouring or blender, pen or whatever. And that way you're not losing any ink. Yeah, so I've just done a little added concentration in the middle, so it's just a little bit darker. Okay, let's go on to the parakeet party. And obviously these aren't Stampin' Up brushes, but I do like to colour coordinate when I can. I've just run out of Stampin' Up ones, and I like to have one for each colour family, and I just haven't managed to get any more just yet. So I'm not pressing too heavily, not that I need to tell you that, Janice. You know how to do it, but I'm not pressing too heavily. So it's just nice gentle strokes and just build it up gently. So I have got flecks of embossing powder in the background, but I'm not really bothered because it just gives it a bit of dottage without me having to do it. So just gentle, concentrating in the middle and then working out. So you get a darker colour in the middle. Just fading out. Such lovely ink to blend. It does keep your ink paper, your grid paper clean. I get heavy-handed at times and then I forget, and then that's when you get your little blobs and stuff like that that you don't want. So if you go gently, you can, it takes a little bit of extra time, but it does blend beautifully. Okay, and now sweet sorbet. Oh, it just makes me think of strawberries. This should be strawberry sorbet, really. As you can see, I haven't used this much. So this is a Stampin' Up blending brush. And it is lovely just because of such a soft head. So again, starting in the middle, work my way out. Oh, it's such a lovely colour. Look at that. I don't know why I don't use it as much. Look at that. So pretty. But the question is it a reddy pink or a pinky red? I can't decide. All I know is that I like it. Because layered like this, very lightly, it's very pink. Definitely. I love these new in colours. I'd love to know how long it takes them to come up with the names. It is hard to decide. I don't know if it's a pinky red or a reddy pink. It's just... It is lovely though. does make me think of a nice strawberry sorbet. So again, a little bit of concentration in the middle to make it a little bit darker, and then just blend it out. Nice. So again, really simple, straightforward. I like that. I like that sweet sorbet. It looks really good. Looks really good. Okay, so I'm gonna stick this to my vellum and then the vellum to the card, so then I can hide my glue behind the vellum. Behind the card, on the vellum, should I say. I don't know about anybody else. I really don't know why I do it, but I take the lid off my glue, and even though I know I'm going to use it again, I put the lid straight back on. Well, what's that about? I spend most of my time taking the lid on and off the glue than I do anything else. Okay, let's just smooth that down. Now I can put glue on the back and stick it to the base without any glue showing around the edges. Not that there's much to show in the edges, but it just keeps it nice and hidden. And this vellum though has carried over. Make sure I've got the leading edge at the front. And what we're thinking for sentiment. Thank you, happiest birthday wishes. I did thank you originally. So you can see I used Orchid Oasis on that one. Which again, can't decide the colour. Is it bluey purple or a purpley blue? Sending all the hugs. Thank you, happiest birthday wishes. You decide. Let me just firm that down just a little bit more. I just love that leaf image. It's so brilliant. Okay, let me just clear some space. Birthday. Okay, Janice. Why do we as crafters do it? We end up working in like a 3-inch space. Doesn't matter if it's the size of the desk. I went to a team gathering a couple of weeks ago, and like massive, like 4-foot desk, and my team leader was like, Joanna, you're working in, like, you've got a massive 4-foot desk and you're working in like my grid paper space. That was it. It was just, I don't know why I do it. Okay, happiest birthday wishes. I love that. Happiest birthday wishes. Again, another dirty block. I don't know, I just, yeah, exactly, Janet. You just gradually get smaller and smaller and smaller. Such a juicy Versamark ink pad. Okay, again, I'm going to fussy cut this out so it doesn't really matter where it is on the cardstock. And it's white heat embossed this time. Marvellous. And I just think with the white on black, the white heat embossing on black, it just really makes the rest of the colours pop out. I'm doing a lot of heat embossing today. I didn't do any last week. Okay, here we go. Volume's down. And the cat's still fast asleep. I love it. I can put the hairdryer on, I can put my heat gun on, but I spray deodorant and she's out of there. When I had my lovely cat Mabel bring me a mouse the other night before last. Playing with it, she managed to get it right to the top of the stairs before she dropped it. And then she was promptly chasing it up and down the stairs until I had to get up and catch the poor thing and release it back outside. Little so-and-so that she is. She's very adept at catching them. I know, the joys of having pets, eh? She's very adept at catching them. Has been a while though, and I've realised now it's because I put some birdseed out. That's the only thing that's been different. Well, that, and I suppose they've had the babies and that now, haven't they? So yes, had to catch it and release it. Nothing like going outside the house in your pyjamas in the middle of the night. Hope none of my neighbours have got CCTV. That would be a sight. Okay, let's just finish. I just feel like these sentiments with the font, they just feel right for fussy cutting rather than just doing it in a block. Oh no, my two, well, not my two, Bella can't catch anything, but Mabel, she doesn't bring them in dead. She always brings them in alive. And she was very proud of herself. She was purring away, sitting on the stairs looking at me like, look mum, look what I brought you. Little madam. So let's finish fussy cutting this. This bit's the easy bit because it's straight. I have found that if you cut the for want of a better way of saying it, the wiggly bit first. I know I'm supposed to be grateful, but I can be grateful in just a hug, you know, a cuddle. I'm grateful for a cuddle. Don't need a mouse. But yeah, I find that if you do the wiggly bit first, I find that easier when I'm fussy cutting to then just do this bit last. I don't know. I think I just find it easier to hold it and fussy cut it that way. Others may not really have a preference, but I'm still practicing. Low down here. Where do you think? There? I'm going for it. Our old cat Sam used to bring things in dead when we lived in Germany. Just gonna put that on. Ah, well there you go. Good job I did it then, isn't it? Janice. Great minds, Janice. Great minds. Just to weight that down just a little bit. And then I've kept kept it simple in the fact that I've not really added any twine or anything like that, but I did think I would add some of these matte dots, decorative dots. Got to have some sweet sorbet with my little flecks of embossing powder all over the place. And Tahitian Tide. So again, because the matte dots are good because they're all in the same colour. So Orchid Oasis, Starry Sky, Tahitian Tide, Parakeet Party, Sweet Sorbet, but they all start off really light and then do an ombre to slightly darker of the same colour. I really like that. But I've gone for dark in all of those. So there's the second card. What do you think? Again, very simple, very straightforward for those that don't mind doing a bit of heat embossing. For the last one, I thought I would use a bit of DSP and some of the dies instead of just the stamps. So I'm changing it up. So that's the second card. Oh, thanks, Janice. So this is the last one. So I just thought I would use some of the dies and the ribbon. This comes in the suite. Oh, hi, Valerie. How are you? Yeah, simple but nice. I didn't want to do anything too complicated, although obviously this one I have done a little bit more. So yeah, I just thought I'd use the dies and try and use a little bit more from the suite, because I've barely touched the papers. It's been mainly the stamp set that I've used. But for this one, I thought, as you can see, I thought I would also add a bit of a background. So naturally, I've done it on basic black, so standard card base, for basic black. So the and obviously I'll need an insert as well, but I thought I would also use some of the background dies, and I've brought in Ocean Front, this stamp, to create a little bit of the background. So, I mean, it looks like I've barely used the stamp set, but I have. It's just... so I thought I would stamp this in Pale Papaya. For the background. Let's move this out of the way. So, and I've just done a little bit of first and second generation really, so I might actually change it up. Let's do first up here and a little bit of second there. It's a little bit light for second. You've got to be quick for the second generation, particularly with Pale Papaya. I'll turn it round just for a bit of a change. So it doesn't have to be perfect because most of it is going to be hidden. I'm so happy the stamp set is the Ocean Front stamp set is staying. Oh, I can't get my words out. I need a sip of me tea. Okay, so move that to one side, and then with the dies, we've got these. As you can see, I've been doing a little bit. thought I'd use, I used the hatch, this one last time. She says not able to pick it up. So I used this one last time, but I might actually use this one this time, just for the background, just to create a bit of interest in the background of the card. So, oh hello my lovely. How are you, Michaela? How's your toe, more importantly? So I'm just going to run this through in a couple of different spots. So it just gives a nice detail. I really do need some new plates. Which I'm hoping are coming in the order I've just placed. Which, fingers crossed, is due to be delivered on Monday. If you can believe it. Oh, cake. What are you thinking? Carrot cake, coffee and walnut, good Victoria sponge. Can't go wrong with a bit of Victoria sponge. Lemon drizzle. Okay, let me just run this through one more time. One more time. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just giving a bit of depth to the background. And then we can get some leaves cut out. Okay. I'm a chocolate girl. Well, chocolate, or my absolute favourite is lemon drizzle. My mum's lemon drizzle, because it's amazing. So, I know it looks a little bit random at the moment. I promise it'll all make sense. So with the leaf, I thought I would use this one to cut out from. So depending on the paper, which I'm thinking, love this paper. Love this paper. Thinking of using this one again. So picking up on the pale papaya and the greens in the background. Let's just have a look to see if there's another one that takes. Oh, that's quite a good one. Quite like that one. Ooh, yes. Ooh, that's nice, isn't it? With a bit of calypso coral. Maybe go with that one. Just need a little bit. So, because I'm going to use the stylish shape dies to cut out a circle. Yes. Okay, let me just move this to one side. So, stylish shape dies. I'm not going to use the largest circle because I think it will be too big. So I'm going to use the second largest circle. I really just want some of that interest without losing too much paper. So let's just cut a bit off. I don't want to lose too much. So then for this, so the previous card I used Flirty Flamingo, but because it's got Calypso Coral in it, I think I'll use Calypso Coral. And a bit of Old Olive. She must hate being called old. Poor Olive. And black again. So let me get my Calypso Coral. She says looking for it. Hiding. So this is a bit of scrap. Let me just a bit of Calypso Coral and some black, which I don't need all of that. Okay. And I have already got die cut in Old Olive. So I'm going to die cut the leaves in these three colours. Let me just move this out of the way. Create some space because, you know, bring my old big machine in. Now, if you're daring, you can cut 2 pieces of cardstock at the same time, but I'm not going to be too daring this time. So it's just, as you can see, I need some new plates. So that's one. I just love this leaf shape. It's fabulous. Just get my take your pick tool. If anybody can see it on my desk, please do let me know. Oh, there it is. Just in the release holes, just to pull that out. And what I do is I do keep the bits in the middle that are cut out, because you can do a bit of paper piecing with them. So it seems a shame to get rid of them, particularly as they don't come out as individual. Just makes life a little bit easier. Okay, let's do the black. This is slipping because of my grid paper. As soon as I'm finished here, Michaela, I'll be over as well. There'll be a bus. Me, Janice and Valerie, straight round. Straight round. See, it's great because it comes out whole. It's great for paper piecing. And so if you want to mix up your colours, like so, how effective does that look? Ooh, give me ideas. So let me just get this one out and cut the Calypso Coral. Of course, if I wasn't on a live, I probably would have done 2 at a time, but there we go. Let's move this out of the way. Now we have that. That's where I say it could be so easy just to piece those back in. Just push down on the release holes. Ooh, that could look brilliant. Wasn't where I was going with it, but oh, how cool does that look? I like it. Okay. So let's bring my card. Oh, I haven't done my circle. Let me do my circle. Oh, I might have to keep that. Let me just do the circle off to the side here. Very quick. So it's the second largest circle from the Stylish Shape dies. There we go. And I'm going to add in some of the frayed white ribbon that comes with it. So just a strip. I don't need too much. Ribbon goes such a long way. I've hardly used it, but it comes with the suite, obviously, which is retiring at the end of this month. Can't believe we're in June already. It's scary. Now, let me just add a little bit of tape. Oh, Janice, are you doing anything nice for your birthday? Okay, let's just... And then we can... I don't fancy tying a bow with this ribbon, it's huge. Go well on a nice big gift bag or something. Don't pull it quite so tight. There. Okay, so then this can go straight down onto my card base. And then we can start building up the card. Okay, let's stick this down here. So just because of the thickness of the ribbon, this is going to have to go up on dimensionals, which is fine. Let's just use my bone folder to crease that a bit better. There we go. So we can have this coming out there, we can have this coming out there. Might keep that as it is. Have that coming out of there. That coming out there, and then we can do a sentiment. So Janice, as it's your birthday next week, I feel like it should be happiest of birthdays. Happiest birthday wishes. Just for you. And I also thought maybe to bring in the pale papaya from the background, might just use this die, which just gives it a nice little edge. Just to put the sentiment on. So I'll just run this quickly through. doesn't matter if it's not overly straight, it's just more about having a little banner to put underneath the sentiment, just to allow it to stand out. Unless of course we'd prefer it in not floaty flamingo, Calypso coral. I'm going to again white heat emboss the sentiment on black. Sorry, I'm concentrating at the same time. Allegedly, I can't do two things at once. Okay, so I'm going to white heat emboss on black. But I thought maybe the pale papaya would be good because I've stamped pale papaya in the background. So it just gives a little edge. I'll trim that down because I don't need quite so much of it. Yeah, I think pale papaya, yeah. And then we can have that, and then that. And we don't need that quite so long, but can under there, and then we'll do the sentiment. Okay, now I've thoroughly lost everything. There we go, white heat, white powder. Let's do, I've never done so much heat embossing. Get my paper out. And get my Versamark. My nice juicy Versamark ink pad. I know, Michaela, it's like I've done so much heat embossing. Every card's got heat embossing on it. It's mainly because I've got my plug socket set up now, so it's close to me, which is even better. Okay, let's put this away before I spill it everywhere. Here we go. Last time. Magic. Kaylee, you'd be proud. Oh, thanks, Janice. You'd be proud. Not only have I done heat embossing on every card, I've also fussy cut on every card. No more complaints from me at class about fussy cutting. I'm just going to cut that away. Can't believe the stamp set's retiring at the, well, the whole suite's retiring at the end of the only thing that's not retiring at the end of the month is the vellum, which I really like that vellum of all the little script and everything that's on it. Got a bit close there, but never mind. I'm sure Janice won't mind. Can you tell I'm concentrating? I've gone quiet again. Home stretch now. Okay, so then that can sit there, like so. Okay. Thanks, Mallory. That's why I go so go so slow. If I did, it would be carnage. So I think I'm happy with that layout. What does everyone else think? In the meantime, I'm just going to add a little bit of tape to the back of here to hold this in place. I just love that font and the whole sentiment. It's I love it when there's two different fonts together on a greeting. So that's just to hold them in place. Now, I might even put that on dimensionals, people. I'm gonna go rogue. Get me. I've got ink on my dimensionals. I don't even know where that's come from. I know how to live, Michaela, I tell you. I know how to live. Okay. So let's stick these down first. And I don't know if anybody spotted on my original, I may have stuck this green leaf down the wrong way. But if nobody noticed, I didn't tell you. So I'm going to put that in there like that, which that makes it look like it's actually part of the leaf. I'm going to stick this down. Doesn't need a lot because I don't want it completely stuck. I want to have a little bit of texture and a bit of movement. And I don't want to get glue all over my hands, which I frequently do. So we'll do that. And then we'll do I'm sure the cat will pick up the dimensional backings later on. That there, like that. And then I don't need quite so much of that, so I'm just going to trim that down a tad. Now I'm going to put a little bit of extra glue on this. Hi Louise, thank you. just because it's got to stick to the ribbon. So we'll stick that like that. That will obviously need to be on dimensionals, but there only needs to be along the bottom here. Well, if you need it, you best get it quick, Louise, before it goes. I think there's 30% off the stamp set and 10% off the die, so best be quick. And I'll add a bit of glue to the rest of this. And put that there like that. And then again, there's a little bit of glue on the back of that. Just tuck that in a tad so it sits on the ribbon. And then naturally we've got to finish it with some embellishments, because it would be rude not to. And then that can sit there like that. And for embellishments, I've gone for the opal rounds again, really. I love these opal rounds. Hello, Karen. You're not late. There's always replay. Don't you worry. I am on the 3rd card, but by all means, go back and watch it from the start. I quite like these lovely pale papaya. Isn't it just gorgeous? Love these opal rounds. And then we can do a little one down there. What do you think? You like? Oh, thanks, Karen. Okay, let me clear some space and I can bring these other cards back in. Thank you, Michaela. The carnage that is my desk. Okay, so that was my other attempt at it. So but this time I used Flirty Flamingo in the background and the other sort of hash die. Oh, I love the font, Louise. It is absolutely gorgeous. And then the other cards I've made. So this was the other card. One of the other cards that we've done today, with the Tahitian Tide, Parakeet Party and Sweet Sorbet. And that was the first one I did, which was same again, but I used Orchid Oasis instead of Sweet Sorbet. And the other one I made, the first one, which was this one. So this one I just was 2 colours on each. So I did Flirty Flamingo and Polish Pink, Pool Party and Coastal Cabana, and Fresh Freesia and Highland Heather, with the background stamp in grey granite. And the first one I tried was that, I did that one, which I did, yeah, I just changed up the sentiment on that one. So there are the cards that we've done today. So I hope you like. And again, this stamp set is only available until the end of June. Yes, it would, DL size. So it's 8 by 8, scored in half at 4 inches. And then I've used the vellum in the background of that one instead of DSP. And I say, heat embossed on every single card, which is unusual for me, but I do love it. And very simple. You know, these two are really simple, straightforward, very quick to make. the only bit is really the longest bit is the heat embossing. Oh, thank you, Louise. That's very kind of you to say. So yeah, those are the cards I've made today. But again, this stamp set is only available until the end of June. And it's 30% off the stamp set, 10% off the dies. And I believe the DSP is still available. But I haven't really used the DSP. I only used 2 tiny bits. The rest of it, I've still got a full pack. I've mainly used the stamp set. So thank you. Oh, thank you, everyone. That's so kind of you to say. So let's turn you around and see my lovely ceiling. And yes, Bella hasn't moved. Look, still fast asleep. Got her nose tucked in and everything, bless her. Oh, brownies. Oh, I'll be round. Yes, the circle is from the Stylish Shape die, so it's the second largest one. I didn't use the biggest one because I thought that would be too big for the card. But of course, if you were making, say, a 7x5, the biggest circle would probably be fit. But yeah, the circle is from the Stylish Shape dies, which I love. And then yeah, everything else, I've fussy cut so much. I hope you're proud, Michaela. I hope you're proud. And as you can see in the background, I've got my wine holder there, just there. Can't get my arm right. There we are. There it is. And some of the cards that I've made, which will be coming out as a... oh, I'm so glad you're proud, Michaela. I feel like I've done you justice. So, yes, that'll be coming out as a class very soon. Hopefully, I'm not quite sure when. Janice and I think Janice, I think you're doing it as well, aren't you? The workshop planner. So I'm not sure when they're due to come out, but hopefully it won't be long. And I can show you how to make the wine bottle holder. The box frame, that's from the lovely Michaela's class, wreath class I did a little while back. I've got a Christmas one somewhere as well. Hiding up there actually. Obviously Bella's gardened it ferociously for me. Yes, so anyway, I'll stop waffling on and let you all get back to your days. I hope you have a lovely rest of the Jubilee bank holiday. Yeah, I thought you were doing it as well, Janice. So mine is using Bottled Happiness. So mine is 4 cards and the holder. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you've done as well, Janice. I'm looking forward to seeing what everybody's done. So looking at it, there's about 100 of us that have taken part. So lots of classes, lots of ideas, with all the tutorials and everything to go alongside it. So yes, it's very exciting. So hopefully that'll be out soon. Anyway, like I said, oh, lovely and lasting. Oh, I'll have to have a look at that one. Might have been one I overlooked. Although I have been through the catalogue, I don't know how many times. I don't know about anybody else. Anyway, I think I'll stop waffling and go and dry my hair because it's still wet. And I'll leave you all you lovely people to it. Hope you enjoy the rest of your Jubilee weekend, whatever you're up to. If you're doing parties or baking, Michaela will be around for a brownie soon. And yeah, mine's well thumbed as well, Louise. And yeah, I'll see you, short weeks this week. I'll see you on Wednesday. I will be on time this week. It's just, unfortunately, I wasn't feeling up to it on Wednesday night. So, but I will definitely see you this week on Wednesday. So thank you all for joining me, and really, really appreciate your company and all your input, Janice. And one of these will be making its way to you. Hope you have a lovely birthday on Tuesday. And I'll see you all soon. Take care, everyone. Bye.